Wednesday, October 27th, 2021. We're supposed to be in the middle of a nor'easter, they said, till I think 3 something. But I don't have any rain. I don't even have rain clouds. Well, I mean, I have clouds, but they're like a gray, opaque color. And they're not a single sheet, like a smoothed out with a rolling pin type of a dough. It's more of like a pulled apart, slight layer of puffiness in cloud cover. I know that has something to do with the ionosphere and the charges, particle charges, and this layer of electromagnetic static I have that's interfering with the cloud cover and ground cover to connect and then disperse electric in a healthy manner, which is what's causing the friction on my heels, and they're like spurs almost. And even when you bleed, or when I bleed now, it smells sour. It does not smell healthy. It is so disgusting to be here. Everything about being human in this environment is toxic. It's like the air you breathe, just sometimes it smells like rotten eggs, sometimes it smells like rotten fish on the street. And I've heard other people comment on it. But then just in the everyday walking around, it smells like free radicals ionizing and decaying. It smells like radiological decay. It has a smell. It's very specific. It's gross. And then to smell your anatomy, you could first of all see that it's rotting off your face. But then, it's disgusting visually to watch your body fall apart, one. And it just smells like rancid meat. Like you're being microwaved, literally, while alive. The smell of your own blood being baked and microwaved smells so horrific. It's so disgusting. There's nothing pleasant about being human at all. I saw this morning they had something about ghost gear, GHOSTGEAR. There's fishermen's, I don't know what's considered a wharf, but there's fishermen, I don't know, are they a guild? Are they a cooperative? I don't know the human interaction and how they build their construct in linguistical prowess and tetra underneath this unity symbol in flat North American English. I'm not too certain how their educational institutions were built or run. But I will say that there was this morning displayed on CBS. There was a Portland, Maine fisher boat, and he was putting his lobster traps down, and he was pulling up all this excess gear that has been under the water, just polluting the water. And there's some global initiative, it looks like. I mean, some girl had some shirt that was custom made with a symbol and some letters on it that read, and when you read it, you make sounds that say some kind of global whatever. But it doesn't look like they actually do anything. They were starting to pull stuff out of the water, but it seemed like the people weren't really getting the results that they need to clean the equipment out. It's almost like a fisherman's graveyard of equipment up there. And they had to get cranes involved to move the CRANES to heavy equipment cranes and an operator in order to pull the heavy because it's weighted down with seawater, and it's been down there for a long time. But on that ghosted equipment left in the field, I really feel like that's been my mom and dad are ghosted, a human equivalent of ghosted equipment, as is myself at the moment with this disgusting New York arrangement or derangement in downstate in the city of New York. I see their new management, or what's advertising, with all the drugs, the like legalized drugs, and the vaccine pushers with bioengineered products, and who's wearing the white coats, like acting. And then I'm like, then there's something called a showcase. And it's like, and then there's something I heard Whoopi Goldberg and them talk about the other day, that there's something called an academy. So now, academy, like what? Like a private boarding academy where the entertainment in these showcase scenarios get educated more and with advanced knowledge more so than the ghosts left in the fucking field? I'm just curious, like, how are they working that linguistical prowess? Then I hear one of the guys, I don't know his name. I think his name's Tony, on CBS this morning. I think he mentioned something about some guy named Scott is suing something called KELLOGS for some strawberry Pop-Tart, because it's really made with pears and apples, and something about frivolous torts, and then that was like a law joke. I'm like, right, I mean, I'm ghosted equipment in the field, and it hurts, and it smells, and I have real serious damage done, and I really don't see where all of these entertainers who got all this advanced showcase information that they acted upon for enterprise and like self-personal gain, and they're sitting high on the hog and like watching down as the fucking world falls apart. I really don't see where like this is like their top priority. I don't. Their feelings, their whatever, I really don't give a shit. When you're being cooked on the streets of fucking New York because you've got entertainers who made movies about your life and benefited, learned more knowledge, and made money on it, and now it's got some law firm that's trying to protect them more than the people out on the streets getting cooked, there's something wrong with the world. Like, seriously. So now, here I am in New York, and it is just like, I mean, it's horrible. It is a horrible, horrible place to live in Queens. Because everything is so muted, and so, there's no joy. There's nothing to look forward to. There's no fucking way out. It's just you're in survival mode. I mean, if you think about it, I've said it before. My parents went to the medical surveyors, which are called doctors. Now, they have the AMA, which is the American Medical Association, but they also have the American Music Awards. So now that goes back to showcase and entertainment, and that becomes like a real effing problem with double talk and what they're putting out as bait, and what law firms are scooping shit up ahead of time and then forcing certain hands, which leaves ghosted equipment open and exposed, and a real effing problem when, like, the oil league is too slick for their own fucking good. If we're going oil is oligarchs international league, that seems like that's about the right one for Department of War security. DWS. I don't know, down here in branding in America, DWS stands, it's a shoe warehouse. SHOE. My Aunt Judy bought me my last pair of Skechers. Well, actually, that was at Kohl's, KOHLS. But she also took me to, DWS, which is a shoe warehouse where you get supposedly cheap shoes, but they are not actually cheap when you go to the register. But it's the draw into these big box stores that are a big problem, considering that the money mechanics aren't working at all at any level. I mean, there's no income coming in. I just had to, whatever little money I put away in my 401k for when I worked at Chase is what I'm drawing off of now, and I'm at the end of it. And so, however the hell that's going to work when you have no income coming in and there's no jobs anywhere. But I hear there's global initiatives, like for charity work, which I would be more than happy to volunteer my ass to get myself out of New York, except I don't even know where to apply. Everything's on this new false internet. Which one? The clickbait? So this way the lawyers, the showcase, and the entertainers get out of some kind of oil slick whatever that they put themselves in? Which way is it? I'm just curious, because it seems like when you ask questions, then they want to frame you for something, for, like, going against their success in some succession. I'm just curious. And then there's, like, the executive administration, and then there's, like, the lobes, but they turn them into lobbyists, because there's something, like, in the House floor that catches all the potential problems and then turns them around. I'm just curious how that whole system works, because you're supposed to have, like, a team defense, but I'm being cooked on the streets of New York. I need to get some real level, like, German or Russian scientists, since the Americans are a fucking disaster with football, hockey, and Canada being non-existent at this point in my life. So now, how do I get to, like, the scientist level I need to alert them of the cooking, the allowance that the Americans have done, and allowing me to be cooked on the streets of New York? Just curious. Because I don't think that the health ministry that some mayor with pearls strung all wrong appointed, who are now all over the advertising feature, I don't think that's the correct direction for me to go seek assistance in. Because so far, it hasn't worked out for my benefit. Ever. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's October 27th, 2021. And it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361. It's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxies, Broken.